Alrighty, y'all. Here we go. Artisan Kane here, and we are getting ready to play TPL Season 2, Week 3 against my buddy Joey here, coach of the Arizona State Impidimps. So as you can see here, we've got our team preview up already. You can see that analysis in a link below. So he decides not to bring Skarmory, which really catches me off guard here. We've got regular Rapidash. Okay. Scrafty, Dragapult, Gastrodon, Double, and Serena. So not having to worry about Skarmory is really good. That means no spikes. It also means that we have one less bulky mon to worry about. So we're still going to go lead Vanillux here. Try to get either a Veil up or just start doing some damage depending on what we see come out. So good luck to my friend Joey here. Let's see. Oh, I like the trainer card. Cool. All right, so let's see here what he decides to bring out as we start this battle. Japanese something. All right, Gastrodon. Okay, so Gastrodon, Vanillux, 100% of the time we're going to be clicking Freeze Dry here. Really no reason to overthink it. Even if he decides to switch in something like Rapidash, that's fine. If we can get off this Freeze Dry and just knock this thing out right in the beginning, we're already have all the momentum on our side. So we'll see if, or maybe it's Yachi Bear or something. I expect maybe a Rindo or Lefties. So he does decide to leave it in, so that's going to give us the KO here. Yeah, there's no way it's living that. Yeah, perfect. So right off the bat, we get a nice KO there for Vanillux. Awesome. Definitely, probably, we'll see. Yeah, so he does decide to go with the Rapidash. I figured he was either that or Scrafty coming out. So don't really want to stay in on this Rapidash. Maybe a Veil or something, but no, we'll just do safe play here. Switch Arcanine, get an Intimidate off. And we've got Scorching Sand on here too, so we can hit Rapidash. But really, because Rapidash is a physical attacker, anything that... Oh, so we actually have a double here. Ooh, some big brain plays here. So he actually switches to Serena, which is fine. Either way, Serena doesn't appreciate this Intimidate. Serena really can't do anything to us either, so this is going to force a switch. That pretty much gives us a free Toxic. Yeah, I mean, I could click like Flamethrower, but I think the Toxic is the way to go. If we can help cripple the Serena or anything else that comes in, since he didn't bring Skarmory, I mean, his whole team is really susceptible to being Toxic. So we can get this Toxic off, start dealing some of that passive damage, put some stuff on timers. I don't expect him to stay in here. Let's see, what would he go out to? Maybe Scrafty, because the Intimidate already went off. So we can just see Scrafty come in possibly. Maybe he'll bring in Dragapult here if he wants to try to set up on me. But he does look like he's taking his time on this, trying to figure out what exactly he wants to pivot into from this position. He's got a -1 Serena on the field. So it's really not much of a threat to Arcanine. Not sure what else Serena can do here. It's okay, so we do see a switch. He brings out Greg. Who's Greg? So Greg is the Scrafty. So we see the Scrafty come out. We've got the Toxic going off. It's not Intimidate, so it could be either a Moxie or Shedskin. If it's Shedskin, then this Toxic won't do too much. It'll, has a chance of healing itself coming up. But we can just switch out here. That poison will do damage. Even if Scrafty tries to start bulking up in our face, something like that, we'll just switch out into Primarina here. Because we can put some more pressure on it. So if it does start setting up, we'll probably force a switch because of the threat of the Moonblast. So we'll see here. We'll pivot to our Choice Specs Primarina. Is only Mon I think that's going to be resisting fair. Okay, so he goes for Drain Punch. So that's not going to really do much at all to us. That little bit he's going to heal up is going to be nullified by the Toxic Poison and the Hail Chip. So we can still get off a Moonblast here. Even the Rapidash coming in that resists it won't appreciate it. So it's kind of free. We are pretty slow, but depending on what EV spread the Scrafty is, we'll still probably outspeed. I think Scrafty's based 58 and we're based 60, but we also have 0 investment. So because of that, it might outspeed. It'll be interesting to see here. But if we do go first and Scrafty stays in, this Moonblast is 100% killing. I think even through Roselli Berry. And he does stay in. Okay, so this is a nice, clean kill. No Berry. And Scrafty's down. So now we've got a 2-0 lead. Looking pretty good here. Okay, the Hail's going to let up. So now we've got those big Moonblasts coming out. He's not going to want anything that can take the Moonblast to come out, so he sends out Serena. So Serena is going to outspeed us here. We don't want to take a Power Whip or any other craziness that Serena can do. So our best bet is just to switch out again. We could go Vanillux, but I'm just going to go back out into Arcanine. Again, I don't see any way where Serena stays in on Arcanine. The Intimidate drop plus its move pool really doesn't give it anything to hit Arcanine with any sort of damage. And we are running a very defensive Arcanine, so it can be taking hits from things that it can resist especially. So we'll see what happens here. We do get the Intimidate off. That's nice. Oh, Reflect. Okay, so we've got to screen Serena. So it's probably going to put up a light screen now. We'll just hit it with a Toxic. I don't want to try to worry about getting a Flamethrower off or anything. Since he has that Rapidash in the back and the Rapidash is the Kanto version, kind of hesitant to click. Oh, miss. Whatever. That's not great, but we'll just click it again here. Because that Rapidash is Kanto inversion, we really don't want to be clicking a fire move. If I'm not mistaken, the Rapidash gets Flash Fire. So he actually switches into Dragapult here, which is perfect because now this is going to take the Toxic instead. Okay, so that's going to be putting this on a timer now. It'll be interesting to see what kind of set this thing is running. If it wants to get off a Dragon Dance, if it is choiced. So what we'll actually do... we'll go back out into Vanillux. We'll set the Hail back up, get a little bit of chip with that. Since we are Focus Sash, we can kind of scout for whatever's going on. Vanillux already did a pretty good job for us getting rid of the Gastron on turn 1, so if we end up sacking here, it's not that big a deal. So he goes for Surf. So we'll see what the damage output on that is. So it does hit pretty hard, but okay, so it's Life Orb. So it's this thing, all we need to do is stall this thing out. It's taking Life Orb damage, it's taking Poison damage, it's taking Hail Chip. So what we can do here, I'm sure it's got something else that it can hit us with harder instead of that Surf. So what we're going to do is we're just going to click Ice Shard, get a little bit more damage off. It's pretty tempting for some of the other stuff, but I doubt he's going to... I mean, he's probably going to go for a stab move here, some Scorch move. So Ice Shard will just do a little bit of chip damage. Through the Reflect, it's not going to be doing as much as we'd like. So he has Dragon Pulse. Okay. So he's running Dragon Pulse over Draco. I'm guessing it's because of the accuracy. He just wants to make sure he's hitting the moves. But all this extra chip damage here is humongous for us. The Toxic's going to really bring him down. And what we can do is, since we know now he's not choiced, Hydreigon is going to outspeed with the choice scarf. So we can, we can just go back out into we can go into Hydreigon here, and we can just, we're actually just going to U-turn. U-turn might be enough. Well, Reflect's still up, but what we want to do is we'll just U-turn here. If he Dragon Pulses again, we can U-turn into Primarina. That way Primarina will just absorb that without the effect. So yeah, that U-turn doesn't do crap, but it's okay. It's going to die from the Toxic or the Hail or Life Orb or one of those things this turn. So we do send Primarina out in case he does that Dragon move. And oh damn, did he call that? She actually goes Thunderbolt there, which is huge. That does a whole lot of damage to Primarina, but he does fall to his own Life Form damage. But damn, now Primarina is, because it's slow, it's not going to be able to do much more. I mean, just about anything that comes out. I think if Serena comes out, it's going to kill. Double can outspeed. So probably, well, we could just stay in. Honestly, it's not a big deal if we lose Primarina here. Cheap. So he goes double. So double is gonna outspeed. We'll just go for the Moonblast. We'll just go for our stab move. If he decides to try to set up with a Cotton Guard or something like that, and he just goes for double edge. So that'll do enough damage to knock us out. It's going to take some recoil damage here, which is nice. It'll be taking that Hail Chip also. And we can just go back out into Arcanine here. Get an Intimidate off. We can try to, throw off another Toxic. This fast defensive Arcanine spreading Toxic is deadly in this matchup. I absolutely love it. It's doing a great job. So now here we can just click Toxic again. With the Intimidate, we're lowering that double edge. So even if he clicks that double edge, that stab move's not going to really do too much. We still get that one more turn of Hail there. So, it's a little bit more chip on him also. And Toxic does connect. So now we've got double on a timer. So he is clicking double edge. Potentially, well, it's not doing that much damage. I mean, maybe it's banded. That's why maybe he's clicking double edge instead of trying to set up or something like that. Again, if it has Fluffy, I really I really want to click Flamethrower here, but I think Rapidash with the Flash Fire is really annoying because it'll take that. So we'll just go for the Scorching Sand, which doesn't do anything. I mean, not a stab move, not nothing. So, I mean, we're taking some damage, but honestly, between the recoil damage and the Toxic damage, we can sit in on this. That's not a problem at all. But again, I don't want to over anticipate a Flamethrower and then on a Rapidash switch and then give it a boosted fire attacks. So we'll just go for the safe move here. We'll just go for the Recovery of the Morning Sun. We can basically sit in on the rest of his team. It really doesn't have anything that can touch Arcanine at this point. Between the double and the Rapidash and Serena. So we can just sit in on it and take these hits, do the little bit of chip that we need to do on the Scorching Sands. Flamethrower would be nicer, but we don't want to get that boost. So he does have Body Press, which probably should have gone for the Cotton Guard Body Press a little bit earlier instead of those double edges that might have given him a little bit better positioning, because this toxic damage and everything was able to whittle it down so much, and double does go down. So now we've just got to worry about Rapidash and Serena. Again, Serena really can't do much to Arcanine based on its move pool. And Rapidash, I mean, Rapidash has like high horsepower maybe that it can hit us with. But Serena really okay, so it does come out, but probably just to try to get up some screens again. But it might be too little too late at this point, and yeah, he does go for Reflect. So it might be too little too late, but you know, we'll just get off a Flamethrower here, do some chunk damage. And it gets a light screen off. Yeah, so you know, light clay stuff, trying to get the dual screens. I mean, it makes sense, but I think it might be a little bit too late to try to do anything. So Hydreigon with the Flamethrower is going to be able to knock out Serena. So now we have a Rapidash behind dual screens. Again, we're going to have to switch out Hydreigon because now we're locked into that Flamethrower. We don't want to be Flamethrowering this Rapidash. So what we'll do is we'll just switch out again and go right back into Arcanine. Unless, I don't think Rapidash gets any fighting moves. Like double kick maybe, or low kick? Yeah, unless it has like double kick or low kick, it's not going to be able to increase its attack. So after this Intimidate, it's got, it's still at -1. So even through this Dynamax, he really doesn't have anything to be able to power it up. Like I said, it could have like a ground move, like the High Horsepower or Scorching Sand. Most likely the High Horsepower or the Drill Run that it has access to, because its attack stats higher. So it actually goes for a Max Flutter Bee, which is okay, I guess. It lowers our Spatak, so that means we can't hit it with Scorching Sands to hit it any harder. But it's also behind that light screen, so we probably wouldn't be going for that much anyways. So what we're going to do is we're just going to Toxic it, and here just put it on a timer. I know we're starting to get close to the end of the game here, timer-wise. Max Quake's going to come out. It's going to do a good amount, but it shouldn't be enough. Wow, we actually hang on with one. Oh, shit. So we actually hang on with 1 HP. So after leftover recovery, we're at 11. So now 100% of the time we just go Morning Sun. We just go Morning Sun. We can just heal ourselves up. That Max Quake did a lot less than half. So we'll just do Morning Sun, heal ourselves up a little bit, and we'll be able to outlast this Dynamax. So we do have the timer telling us it's got 3 minutes left. Max Flare, which is actually really good, because now if we decide to go Morning Sun again, we're healing up a lot more. I believe Morning Sun in the sun is like 60% or something like that. 2/3. Yeah, 2/3. So it'll be 66%. So we can basically just stay in on this infinitely, and it's not going to be able to do anything to us. Again, it's on a timer because of this toxic stuff. Scorching Sands isn't going to do much to it, but at this point it can't really touch us. It's just going to have to go for the High Horsepower. Yeah, High Horsepower. So it does have that ground move. It does about 40%. Unless it like gets some crits on us, it's not going to be able to survive. Couple minutes left, so it might actually come down to the very last wire. But he's got a couple turns of because he has a couple turns of that light screen still up, I'm not going to be able to do much to it. Yeah, I'm not doing much to it. I don't have any special attack investment anyway, so that High Horsepower misses, so that's tough for him. But Probably not a game changer at this point. It would have just been enough to get rid of Arcanine, maybe if it critted or something. I don't think that miss was battle changing at this point. But yeah, we can just stay in here, do a little bit of chip with the Scorching Sands, and so I think here after this Toxic that'll be enough. And we take that high horsepower. We do see we're in the last minute here, but it doesn't matter. The Toxic is enough. So defensive, fast, Arcanine is enough to get it done, spreading the Toxic. So that was a really fun battle. Good job to my buddy Joe.